Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome along to the SIMSTAFF sponsored SOP Motorsport Sprint Series. We are here for round number 2. We had Zolder last week. Oh yes, this week it is the mountain. Timed, of course, in honour of the Bathurst 12 hour that took place at the weekend. We will have our drivers traversing Mount Panorama this evening. It was, safe to say, a lively start to the proceedings around Zolder. A very tight and twisty track. Let's face it, it is effectively 3 chicanes and a hairpin. Our drivers did make it around. It was the Dan Watts who took the honours. The BMW is really cleaning up at the top of the field with Dan Watts leading the way home with Liam Page and Sigurd Revzig, SOP and RTO their second and third. Salvatore De Catania, the fourth of the BMW is coming home, taking home 26 points. It was Ethan Faulkner in the Ferrari. Forza Ferrari. Great to see the 488 making an appearance in the top 5. And then Alberto Alvarez hasn't been in the rig for a year. What a drive that was. It's worth watching last week's race just to see the performance that I'll be put in. Bern Nergard, Jonathan Reed, Jack Thorburn and Abe Santema rounding out the top 10 with 14 points. Peter Brett for SOP and Matthias Kaczynski, who can't race this evening for the Simulation Esports team, came home in 12th place. Thomas Morant in 13th. Marcus Juzma and Mir Kashiktaras finished 14th and 15th. And Joe Boyle, Mr. Linksy himself, came home in 16th position, the last driver to bring points home from round number 1 in the pros. The silvers, it was an Aston Martin 1-2 Rollins and Fielder bringing home the bacon atop the podium. It was David Danzer making an appearance for the BMW, so dominant in the pros, nowhere to be seen in the silvers, apart from obviously step number 3, 30 points in the bag for David Danzer. It was Reyes Gabriel Faltea in the Mercedes that came home in 4th with Taylor Brady, and Euphoric State, I'll bet he was in that Porsche, coming home in 6th position. Nelson Abrunhosa, Mustafa Ransbar, Chesney Salazar and Tony Frazena seeing out the top 10 in the pros, with Klaus Christensen finishing in 11th place, bringing him 12 points, keeping him 2 points ahead of Jesse Monroe in the Lamborghini. Love to see it. Armand Petrovic, Daniel Williamson and Barry Gibbons 13th through 15th and 16th, and bringing home the bacon in the final points paying position in round number 1. It was Christoph Reichitz, 2 points there. And there is a name that's getting a mention. It's Nelson Pinto. Guess who's back? Back again. Nelson is indeed back once again. Hey, there's Lexi in the chat. I was half listening to the driver briefing on your screen there. I had to mute. I was giggling away at Simon. He's good at what he does, isn't he? Let me just... Right, firstly, let me log in and then let me show off Links's pro. Oh no, he'll be waiting to qualify. You know what? I can't use the chat there. So let me... if you are watching, by the way, welcome in. Feel free to share the link to the stream. We do have bots working. I'm just going to quickly... There we go. We're just taking some extra precautions. So I'm logging into the server a bit later than usual, just so we can keep things concealed. If you know, you know. If you don't, we're not even going to talk about it because it's just what these people want. So... but yeah, we are in, and there we go. So qualifying is underway. It says split qualifying. Qualifying is well underway, in fact. It is the silvers that come out and qualify first for 10 minutes. And then we have the pros for 10 minutes. So 5 minutes left of qualifying for a very long lap here, over 2 minutes. So it is going to be potentially for some of these drivers a case of 1 and done. Goodness me, there's Leon Seeley in the chat. How we doing? What do we have here? We have some phenomenal. So Jonathan Reed, Leon is here to witness the mountain of death. Right, let me just do some shout outs. First off, just SIMSTAFF, actually, their barcode's on the screen. They've released a newsletter. We'll go into details of that momentarily, but thank you to SIMSTAFF for sponsoring this competition, 6-week series, of course. So what we're going to do is that, and if you do want to get involved in the racing, you can type in !ECC in the chat, and that'll take you to our page on SimGrid, where you can sign up to all things ACC. And if you want to get involved in Race Room, which we do on a Monday and a Tuesday, you can type in Race Room, and that will take you to our community page on Sim Racing GP. And the best way to get involved in everything, though, of course, is the Discord link. Jump in, say hello, get yourself out on track, keep yourself up to date with everything that we have got going on. It is plentiful, bountiful, and some of the finest racing content on the planet. Right, I don't need to do that because we don't have Simon joining us this evening. He does have family matters to take care of. So he won't be joining me. It will be me, myself, and I guiding you through this evening's entertainment, and it will be entertainment. As I was mentioning, it is brought to us in sponsorship by SIMSTAFF, who were founded in 2021, a turnkey supplier for brands, individuals and organisations who are looking to delve into the world of sim racing or digital motorsport. SIMSTAFF brings a deep understanding of the technicalities, commercial behaviours and organisational expertise required to maximise engagement with this unique gaming audience. They have a brand new newsletter released that is perfect for sim racers. You can scan the barcode on screen to get instant access, and it's for sim racers who want to stay in touch and in the know for such things as career opportunities or progression in sim racing, from broadcasting and commentary to event management, or even writing and editor roles as well. You can go to careers.simstaff.net/newsletter, or as I mentioned, newsletter, or you can scan the QR code that is currently on the screen. So thank you once again to them. Thank you again to the drivers. Of course, it is Bathurst. We are going around the mountain, and as is being mentioned in the chat, we've got Mustafa Ransbar up very much near the front of the grid. Tony Fresina, though, doing all the running at the moment. The Porsche doing great things here in first place. The Aston Martins not too far apart in the running order again, but it's a different three. We've got Mustafa Ransbar, as I mentioned. Chris Fielder did well in race number 1, and Nelson Abrinhosa then finding his way up into 4th place. We've got a minute and a half left, so like I say, it's just over a 2-minute lap. And with a 10-minute qualifying, you've got an out lap that's about 3 minutes long. You don't get many laps done around here. And Abrinhosa goes quicker. He's gone faster than Fielder. Fielder is running quicker. We've got Damien Wilk joining us. It's his first running in the series, and he's just gone 3rd. Good afternoon, Lamborghini drivers. He's gone ahead of Abrinhosa and Fielder. Danzer 3rd in the championship. The 6th here is Faultier now down into 7th position. Christensen in 8th. Rollins, the Aston Martin that was up in the top 3 in race number 1, in fact topped the 3 in race number 1, finds himself in 9th position. This is his last chance at a lap, as it is now 10 minutes 30 left on the clock. That means the silver drivers have less than 20 seconds now to cross the line to start. They can finish any lap that is started before the 10-minute mark is reached and breached. And you can tell the 10-minute mark is almost upon us, because here comes the pros already filing out to queue up, give each other no space whatsoever. But this is the type of environment these drivers thrive in. Gives me cold sweats when I've got a car too close to me in qualifying. But the pros, look at them go. Here they go. So we've got Tony Frasina then, currently on pole for the Silvers, was on his ranch bar in second, but they are in the pits, and the Lamborghini of Damien Wilk is flying through the circuit. So too Abrin Hosa, fielder in the pits, and Danzer coming along the mountain straight. He's got the Lamborghini. That's not the mountain straight, that's the Conrod straight. I do apologise, just come out of Forest Elbow. There is Danzer in the foreground with the Lamborghini of Damien Wilk in the background. Who else? Obviously we're going to be watching for Rollins as well. Rollins in the pits in 10th place then. Abrin Hosa finds his way back into the pits as well. Faltea pops one up into second position. Frasina comfortably in the lead. So the Wild Things driver. Oh, and Wilk comes into the pits as well. We've got Jesse Monroe. We've got someone pulling up on the side as well. Klaus Christensen coming round the last corner. He's got a bit of time in his pocket. Not quite enough to improve position, but does improve on his time. 1.2 off the pace inside the top 10. And unless Armand Petrovic can put in a quick time here, or a quicker time, it is not looking good on the deltas at the moment. Although Jesse Monroe's, I do apologise, still on track, but behind Petrovic. Into the pits comes Petrovic, and a 10th for the Barwell Motorsport Lamborghini driver. Monroe's into the last corner. He does have a 10th there. He's 2 tenths behind Chris Fielder. He really needs a good exit here across the start-finish line, and he pulls up short. No improvement on any of the times. So for the silver drivers, it's Frasina leading the way, Forte in second, Ranchbar in third, with Wilk in fourth place. There's the pros just coming to finish their outlap. As you can see, we're already over 2 minutes into the qualifying session. We're on board with Alvarez after his heroics from last week. You can also see at the side of the screen there the ballast, 30 kilograms to James Rollins for winning last week's race. You're welcome. In second place, of course, it was Chris Fielder. He's got 20 kilograms of ballast. In third, that's right, it was David Dancer, 10 kilograms of ballast. He starts in the 5th place, just ahead of Nelson Abrin-Hosa and Chris Fielder, with Monroe's on row number 4, side by side with Fielder. Christensen and Rollins are on row number 5, with Petrovic and Euphoric State in 12th place. Salazar in 13th, and Oost in the McLaren, starting in 13th for the Silvers. Let's have a look here and see. So Alvarez making his way around the mountain. Hey, look at Tabanari. Our stream at 720p works on Apple products. So, yeah, Simon, you know what? There was something else that I did change as well. So I'm going to test. But yeah, you're right, 720. The last week or two, what I've done is I actually upped the base resolution to 2K and was broadcasted at 1080. So I've put the base resolution down, but yeah, technical stuff. It's working. Basically, it is working. It's all good. Floppy Fox is in the chat. Wow, the chat's been going crazy. I put all the links in. Excellent. Simon, SIMSTAFF newsletter. Perfect. Thank you very much. Feel I need to up my insurance for this race at total loss, says Floppy Fox. Jonathan Reed says that Aston is well off the pace here. No big expectations, chaps. Why has that suddenly, so in the text has suddenly gone very, very small. There we go. Gone back again. Who've got? We've got Linksay. This made me in the chat from time to time. Come on, Ranch Bar, says King's Phoenix. I hate this track, but no matter how smashed I get determined to finish, I'll be last, but I'll finish. Floppy Fox, that is the way to do it. Jonathan Reed says all the best to everyone. Mike says saying good luck to everyone as well. Good luck to the pros, says Simon. No love for the silver, Simon. It's favouritism. It's elitism. It's shocking. We've got Luke at Tamarari saying hello. Leon and him having a little chat away. Ready to fight with Thomas and the others. I'm watching this series, not competing, says Leon. It's not good enough. Good luck, Simon. Good luck to all the drivers, and cheers to Thomas as well. May he bring it home. Well, at the moment, bringing it home, it is Team RTO and another name that's just joined the series as well, James Mead. He is a bit speedy quick. In fact, was he in this one? RT looking strong, very strong. They are indeed. They are indeed. So to ERS, there's a Clips Racing up into third already. Boyle's got himself a time set in fourth, Page fifth. Nergard in sixth, then Matt Camelio in seventh position. We've got De Catania, Albi Alvarez looking to set times. Here is Thomas Barant coming down the mountain. And I'm still content to this day. This corner we're coming up to now, heavy braking zone. This is called Forest Elbow, and yet turn 2 is called Hell's Corner. I say the two should be the other way around. I mean, I get the Forest Elbow, you come around the corner into forested trees, but that corner is absolutely hellish when there's more than one car going in there. So, to me, it would seem more fitting to get them that way around, I would say. The post going to struggle. David Dancer, no pressure, thought I know, but look at Tavanaris here, he's got faith in you to win. It's like Pele telling you can play football. Could be an RTO top 4. Ooh, Simon. There we go. Thomas fanboy over here. Looks like me with you, Leon. Massive Leon Seeley fanboy, so. And there we go. Coming around the last corner, it is Thomas Barant. Who's gone? 14th position. Still got 3.5 minutes left, so you'll get at least another 2 flying laps in. Getting his tyres up to temperature. Oh, Adrian Bordeaux makes an appearance on the front row of the grid. Everyone's favourite flat earther. Good evening, Mr. Bordeaux. He's out on track in the BMW, up through the cutting. With James Mead now in third in the BMW, Thorburn fourth, Boyle in fifth position. He's just crossed the line as well. De Catania not long crossed the line as well. Albi Alvarez. Oh! Clips the wall, and this is the problem he's got. He can't really return the garage. He'll barely have enough time to get in and back out again, so he's going to have to finish this lap and hope his next one features less contact, if not no contact, with the wall. Revsig is coming up the mountain. He is almost 2 tenths ahead of the rest of the field at the moment. He is absolutely no slouch. Peter Brett in the Porsche comes across the line. 12th place for him still. There's Jonathan Reed, we're saying hello in the chat. One of the Aston Martins. And even though we've just gone over that, I should already know this. It is... Oh yeah, of course, it's Watts, Page and Revsig that have got the ballast. Revsig, you'd never guess. 2 tenths ahead, not too shabby with 10 kilograms on his head. The BMW absolutely lapping it up, it would seem. 2 minutes, 0.7. Here is Watts, another RTO driver, of course. Carrying that 30 kg as I mentioned. There's Alex Phillips. Is he going to make it in the race? He's just jumped in. Down at the Skyline. Dan Watts, as I say, he's carrying a bit of time as well. So is Alvarez. Alvarez just coming up the mountain, in fact. So yeah, good turn 1 for him. Peter Brett, Ed Santame as well, just coming around the corner, making a bit of a time improvement. Marco Tacchini is 2 tenths up on his time as well. Fire Beast Racing Team. Another one of these drivers. Love to see these drivers coming through. Racing in the console back in the day. There is a ding-a-ling in my ear. There's a Floppy Fox on track. We'll get to that notification in 2 momentos, because there's Floppy Fox in the Ferrari. And there is Marcus Juzma. Hats off to Mr. Juzma, who is multitasking at the moment. He's racing in all things ACC. That includes racing F4s with me last night. Phenomenal side-by-side racing with myself and Marcus until I completely, messed myself up. 2 podiums thrown away. At least I'm consistent. But yeah, great racing with Marcus last night. He's back out in the Aston Martin. So quite the change in scenery from Zandvoort in F4s to Bathurst in an Aston Martin. I doff my cap to thee, good sir. There is Sebastian Erdmann as well. He's got a fair bit of time in his pocket. 4/10, in fact. He could see himself invading the top 14. And the reason I say the top 14 is because there is less than a second separating the top 14 drivers. Friesman in the silvers time. Still good. Reed comes into the pits as the qualifying session comes to a close. The only one on a notably quick lap at the moment is Senor Linksay. It is Joe Boyle. He's got enough time to just about get himself onto the second row. Can he push and get onto the front row? There's a couple of other drivers. Oh, no, he's just invalidated. Ethan Faulkner looking good. Sebastian Erdmann carrying a bit of time as well. Linksay really pushing. Look at that Mercedes go a bit sideways there. He's jamming on the brakes. He's pulling at the pits. He had a bit of time there, but he did push just that little bit too much. And he finds himself into the pits. 6th position then as De Catania comes from no place in the closing stages of quali to get himself onto the third row side by side with Linksay. Jack Thorburn up into 4th, but it is Mead, Bourdon and Revzig who maintain their positions in the top 3 spots, and Matt Camelio in the McLaren with a purple sector 3. So there we go. 3 BMWs leading the way. It was 4 BMWs brought home the field for the pros in round number 1, and they're not letting up in round number 2. Revsing, Bourdon and Mead, as I mentioned. Thorburn, De Catania 4th and 5th. Boyle, Camelio 6th and 7th. Let's not push our luck with that. Liam Page and Peter Brett. Okay, let's just have a quick rundown of that. Yeah, so it is Page, Brett, Watson, Alvarez starting 9th through 12th, Nergard and Reed. Friesman doing well there, starting 15th overall ahead of Morant, Erdmann and Santema. There was more. Marco Tacchini will start in 21st overall, and we've got Juzma Kashikdaras and Firth down the order for the pros as well. Difficult track to overtake, and he did make it in on time. Alex Phillips. What a guy. And it does look like Neil Woodward's made it in as well for FRL. He has indeed. So Neil's made it in. Didn't quite get a qualifying time set. Neither did Phillips, but they are 37 cars out on track for this one. Let me just very quickly. There we go, there we go. So, and we'll leave like there. So there we go then. The action starting early doors once again here at SOP. You'll have to see it, the qualifying. Nice and close. I'm trying to get a proper look at the timetable. I just don't want the server name to pop up, obviously. We'll chance our luck. We'll have another quick look. There is the QR code, of course, for the SIMSTAFF newsletter, the sponsors of the series. Top 15, less than a second. Indeed, Simon, is Frisima, at least I say, in the silvers then, with an almost identical time to Jonathan Reed. Porsche versus Aston Martin off the start line. That is going to be a fun one. 30 kilograms of ballast for Watts, as I mentioned. Success ballast from round number 1. And that has been a painful one, down in 11th. It's Liam Page, as I mentioned, in 9th. It was Revsig with a 10 kilograms of ballast. Still finds himself on the top spot of the podium. So incredible drive there to get himself. RTO looking very strong indeed. I did see... I said he won't be available in all the races, so since I can't fight him, might as well cheer him. Well, there we go then. Oh, we did have a follow. I did hear a ding link. Demao A17. Thank you for the follow. Apologies it's taken me so long to get to that. We had some serious qualifying action. We're going to have some serious race action as well. I'm definitely looking forward to this. The drivers do have a mandatory pit stop, of course. How much of a difference is that going to make? over the whole race. I guarantee you it's going to be a lot. The pit stop strategy is going to be absolutely vital for these drivers tonight. Not quite Gilles Gounon. That would be the driver that set fastest lap in qualifying the weekend. 159.7, I think. Yeah, something along those lines. Let me know if I'm right-handed. But yeah, but just everybody else in the chat. I know we're very busy. I know we've got a lot of Lynx's viewers in as well. He is live over there. If you want to see someone taking part, jump on from there. Oh, wait a minute. Where's it going? I nearly touted out Lynx in his own chat there.
30 seconds.
There we go. If there's anybody else that is racing and you're listening in, give us a wave in the chat and we'll shout out your channel, get your link shared. Let me just, right, okay, that should be safe to go now, so we can get back to the live pictures. We will have the warm-up lap to traverse first. No shadows on the car for some reason, so we'll go back there. 3 BMWs leading the way. Can Catania get ahead of Thorburn over the hour? 4 BMWs leading the way home again, potentially. It would certainly be quite the feat. Faulkner primarily poised in 7th there in that Ferrari, but it is Joe Boyle's Mercedes. He's got ahead of him. Watts with the ballast. With Alvarez out the sim seat for a year. What a comeback that was last week to bring home 6th position. Starting in 12th this week. Where is he going? As we see a train of SOP and RTO there, just coming along the mountain straight. It's Ben Neergaard there, another RTO Mercedes driver. Closely followed by Jonathan Reed for SOP. That is quite the scene. Both teams rushing to get that one clipped for their highlight reels. I'm sure. There is Morant, another SOP driver, and Ehrman. They are just behind. For Sema and Voltaire, the two silvers separating themselves from the rest of the silver pack. So it'll be interesting to see their takeaway. In fact, oh, why is that not working this week? Oh, right, that was not working this week. Okay, but Voltaire, and it is Marcus Juzma. Sorry, Mustafa Ranjbar. Goodness me, right, okay, they're working. Yeah, Mustafa Ranjbar for SOP Motorsport. There's Marco Cicchini, one of the co-drivers. Just ahead of the Lamborghini. They'll sort themselves out to come back down the mountain. So we'll make sure about a minute in, we'll jump back and we'll get a quick replay how the silvers get on to start the race, but it will be the pros. We intently watch, as was mentioned in the chat and brought up on the leaderboard, 9/10 of a second separating the top 15 drivers. So yeah, to say this could come down to pit strategy would be a massive understatement. Carino, so many of my favourite drivers at my favourite track make me think I should have joined after all. Next season it is. Well, oh, right, I can't type in that chat apparently, but I can type in this one. If anybody does want to get signed up to the ACC leagues, there we go. That'll take you straight to the page on SimSpread and for our race room endeavours. You can find us here. Monday Night Race Room WTCRs, our broadcast, my good self, brings you all the action, and I do mean all the action. Two 18 minutes races. The second one is a reverse order grid in WTCR cars. I'll just let the excitement of that settle in for a second. Then on Tuesday night, I'm on my own channel racing in the F4s. Currently duking it out with Simon for overall Inter SOP bragging rights. Wednesday night we'll have the SIMSTAFF sponsored Sprint Series, and of course on Sunday is the British GT Championship. We've got the GT3s and the GT4s all racing together this week. 2 hours of Donington promises to be an absolute corker. What was the pole time? Good question. In my excitement, what was the pole time? In my excitement, trying to make sure I didn't give away anything. 2 flat with 10 kilogram ballast. There you go. 2 minute flat with 10 kilograms of ballast. So phenomenal stuff. And here we go. We're on the start finish day, and there's the green lights, and we are go, go, go. And it is a very even start for the front three. Oh, James Mead, big move up the inside and Bourdon. Oh, he's been caught, he's been spun. That's taken out the distinct GG Ferrari as well. That is a massive pile up, and there we go then. That is why they call that Hell's Corner. That is 3 cars down by the side of the road. Peter Brett and the gang's made it through. Santema did make it through as well. So did Wilkes Christensen. He might have close to just about made it through. Did Frisina make it through? It looks like he did as well. But that really did not go well for quite a few of the cars here. Petrovic, Rawlings, Michael Firth, well down the order. That was a bit of a disaster there. We've got Chris Fielder, who's had to return to the pits before the end of the first turn. Adrian Bourdon is in the pits as well. So here is another quick look at the start. In fact, we'll stick into Helicam again. And it's completely changed the order, so I can't actually tell who's who. But yeah, the distinct GG Ferrari got clattered there as well. Nergard made it through, Erdmann made it through, Santema made it through, Wilk, Dakini, Danzer. Oh, and we had more cars falling by the wayside as well. Neil Woodward was one of them for FRL. Thomas Morant is down in that a lot as well. So is Jonathan Reed, and there's another car by the side of the road. There's far too many there for me to even try and get my way through, but that is quite a few cars that have fallen foul of Hell's Corner. It's secured Revzig though, that does lead the way up the hill. Joe Boyle and James Mead now second and third. Decatania, I think, might have been the BMW that had that ambitious move up the inside into turn 1. Of course, it's Alex Phillips that's come off the worst there. He has not Alex Phillips, sorry. Phillips did come a cropper as well, actually, so he is coming into the pits, but it is Adrian Bourdon who's no longer in the race. That was a big contact. His car absolutely annihilated, so he is... Oh no, Phillips didn't come into the pits, sorry. That was another Ferrari coming into the pits. This is absolute chaos inside and out. Let's talk about what we're doing now. So good Revsig, James Mead and Joe Boyle are still leading the ways, and Frisena has seen fit to get himself up into 9th overall. I think that might be about to change. We'll just wait on confirmation, and it is Wilk who's currently running second in the silver. David Danzer with the 10 kilograms of ballast finds himself in third in the silver class, and Christensen, who had some issues with his race strategy last week, finds himself fourth in the silver class. We have got a few cars that have come in to take their pits as well. Mustafa Ransbar's been in and taken his mandatory stop. So is Michael Firth. He is on his way out. Thomas Morant on his way back out as well. Another 4 cars still in the pits. That is Fielder, Monroe's. Oost is just moving now for 2C's Motorsport. There's another Porsche rolling out as well. That'll be Thomas Morant making his way out, in Faultier. Yeah, a picture speaks 1,000 words. Yeah, that is not what we like to see there for the Wild Things Racing Mercedes. The end of a very interesting opening couple of laps, and it is still BMW dominance on the front row with Sigurd Revsing and James Mead. Now in second position, it's Joe Boyle, who's got himself up into third ahead of Catania, with Matt Camelio in fifth. Thorburn is in the pits. And he's been in there a while, but he's still showing us 6. There's Dan Watt and Liam Page. There's 7th and 8th at the moment. There's Frasina in 9th. Bourdon no longer with us. Is Erdmann, Peter Brett and Damien Wilk making their way down the mountain a few laps ago. Ben Nergard looks like he might be carrying a little bit of damage there as well. He's chased along. Yes, indeed he has. Marco Tacchini there behind him, and I believe Marco actually gets an overtake done here. Yet the Mercedes of Nergard really struggling for pace along the Conrod Straight, and Marco very easily getting that move done before they come into the chase. So it's Tacchini up to 14th position then. Nergard with that damage, of course. Juzma looking at Danzer and Santema then potentially for a move. Danzer in the tic-tac livery round Murray's corner. Very much looking to defend from the Porsche. He is still ahead of Juzma. Revsig still ahead of the field with James Mead. And now got a 5-second gap back to Joe Boyle, and we've got another damaged car just in front of him. I don't know what's going on with Jack Thorburn. He's still showing us 6, but in the pits, and now he's got no wheels. So that's obviously something gone slightly awry there. This has been an unbelievable start. Euphoric State. Where is he sitting now? Kashikarash is what I'm looking for as well, actually. There he is. It's Kashikarash and Euphoric State then. We've got Marcus Juzma just ahead of him, I know, and in the foreground. That's another position being lost by Nergard then. It's Abe Santema, if the cameraman can keep up, just making his way through. So Nergard really is feeling the pain there. Drive-through penalty by Race Control for car number 9. Nope, that is Albi Alvarez in 9th position. That is just plain lazy. But there's Catania. There's because he popped into the pits, and that is indeed the BMW that we saw move up the inside of Adrian Bourdon. So yeah, first lap incident. That is a drive-through penalty handed out as it should be. Should probably be a stop go 30-second for first lap incidents, but yeah, drive-through is a good start. So yeah, De Catania coming in to serve his drive-through. Not be much consolation for the drivers no longer in the race, but that is racing, and this is Bathurst, where we find a half-second gap between the race leaders of James Mead and Sigurd Revsig. They are matching one another lap for lap, and in fact James Mead does have the fastest lap of the race in the opening 3. Then it is Joe Boyle. I believe there was a bit of an issue with a driver that had come out of the pits. We did see a Aston Martin, I believe it was, which I should have recognised there. But, oh, we've got another car down. We've got another car down, coming down the mountain. Is that Jesse Oos? No, it's not. Oh, it's Voltaire. So he's just come out the pits. His first attempt to get down the mountain, and now he's got to try and hold his brakes and wait on everyone to come past, and that is a lot of the field. And now coming past, that was Nelson Abrunhosa. So things unfortunately going bad to worse for Voltaire then on the front row for the Silvers, and now that car not looking happy at all. Monroe's and Fielder caught. There we go, it was Fielder. I knew I recognised the car. It was Chris Fielder for the Mental Block racing team. You had an incident coming down the mountain that separated the lead to separated second and third ever so slightly. Boyle now 5.9 seconds behind, and he's got Matt Camelio looking to make some overtakes. There's Dan Watts in the background as well, so it really is all changed throughout the field as Dan Watts started down in 10th or 11th, I believe it was, and he finds himself up into 5th place with the way things have ironed out. Frisena leading the way for the Silvers in 7th place overall. We've got Peter Brett back up into 10th with Marco Tacchini now finding himself in 12th position. Honda in the pits. That's supposed to happen in the Big Tipper. Yeah, indeed. Whilst my car invisible, says Jack. Yeah, good on him for the safe rejoin. Indeed. Carino, yeah, there was. Yeah, Jack, that was definitely a massive concertina effect. I think, was that. Did you get caught up in turn 1, mate? Because turn 1, yeah, there was a drive-through this time, but there was definitely a massive concertina effect caused when Bourdon got spun. Oh, and I'll tell you what, look at that, Matt Camelio. That is quite the RTO sandwich he finds himself with Joe Boyle and Dan Watts either side of him. So we've got 3 BMWs, in the top 5 page, making it 4, in the top 6. Out with the slipstream comes Matt Camelio in the McLaren. He's going to make this one stick. Oh, he gets his nose just in front. And he kissed himself a bit of the grass there, and I'm sure that was some avoiding action by Mr. Linksy, and he almost had to chop the nose off his teammate Watts. The McLaren keeps his nose just in front, and Watts is now having a look up the inside, then coming into turn number 1. It's Matt Camelli that's got himself up in the third, with Joe Boyle now under major pressure from his teammate Watts. Watts sails in front of Boyle, potentially team orders then, or just the quicker driver at the moment. But Watts is shrugging off the ballast. 30 kilograms, heaviest car on the tracks. And we see Liam Page now getting involved in this battle. So right up at the upper echelons, it is pretty much SOP versus RTO. Coming to Mountain Bent up the top, and it is James Mead, of course, for the Resistance Racing. And it does seem an aptly named team. They are resisting the best efforts of RTO and SOP to completely lock out the top 6, 7, 8, 9 positions, 10 positions. It does look like they're going for a top 10 lockout here. Albi Alvarez finding himself in 9th place. Frisena looking very good, very quick and comfortable, with Peter Brett just behind him. But up at the front, it's still Dan Watts, Matt Camelio, Joe Boyle, and Liam Page coming down through Skyline. Brett not far behind either now, as Frisena is dragging him along in the Porsche. This is going to get interesting once again. Revzig leading the way. He's now showing a clean pair of heels to James Mead with a 1.1 second gap separating the top 2. Matt Camelio in that third place. Dan Watts, the driver, the RTO driver, chasing him down at the moment, as you can see, just off Joe Boyle's spoiler. That is a flying Liam Page in the BMW into the chase, and that is job done for Liam Page, and gets himself up into 5th position at the expense of Boyle. So Boyle at 1 point up into 3rd place. But the Mercedes now finding himself back down into 6th position. Page, the driver, up to 5th, with Watts in 4th. So it is RTO, then Resistance Racing, then RTO, then then it's SOP, RTO, SOP, RTO, SOP. Then it's the silver driver for Tony Frisena. Then it's SOP. Then we've got FRS making an appearance. And the VCTR Esport team. There is Damien Wilk for the red new. The Raccoons Racing red new team. Oh, Revzig's just set the fastest lap of the race as well. I think a second for that to register. Dan Watts absolutely flying up the mountain. When you go ahead with someone to work confirm. Okay, wasn't. Oh, right, okay, metal. Yeah, that's the one. Hey, hi, great. How you doing, bud? Yeah, it was good. 37 drivers at Bathurst. You absolutely cannot beat it. Down the hill, Joe Boyle, he's got a whole lot of SOP to deal with now. He's got Paige and Brett either side of him. Brett in the Porsche, looking to make an overtake here if he can. Frasina in the Silvers is closing. He's got a bit of gap back to Alvarez, but Boyle then. Let's jump on. And have a look, as you can see, he's trying to get his way past Page. It's Peter Brett is trying to get his way past them both at this point into the chase round the outside. Oh, Boyle ends up on the grass, almost all four wheels, and Peter Brett follows his teammate through. And that is position gained there on. Frasina makes his way through as well, goes for a big move into the last corner, so it's all the Porsches doing the running at the moment. Boyle's Mercedes seemingly off race pace slightly at the moment. Albi Alvarez coming in to take his pit stop nice and early then. Does he see a gap in the traffic to ensure a nice clear second stint? It's going to be a long one, 45 minutes. Ben Nergard comes in as well. That damage he carried now for a good 15 minutes, so he comes in potentially going to get that repaired. As you can see, Amir Kashikdarash coming into the pits as well for Eclipse Racing Esports. So they're going to join Mustafa Ranjbar, who is leading the way with the pitted cars at the moment. He's got Wilkman Erdman behind them, just coming into the last corner. There is the Floppy Fox, Michael Firth, in 28th position at the moment, but 4th out of the pitted drivers. Morant being back out. Getting the damage fixed, so is Oos. There is Decatania, we saw coming into the pits not too long ago. Fielder back out on track and damage free as well. And so is Gabriel Faltea once again. In a tricky position though, with all the blue flags going on around him at the moment. Two probably small incidents, but leading to fairly massive damage. Ransbar looks like he is getting close as well, actually. He's on the back of Woodward. Woodward's still got to take his mandatory pit stop. So that will be a good indication of where Ransbar will be when the pit stops iron themselves out. David Danzer as well, carrying ballast in the silver class, will find himself in third place with Euphoric State in the, I'm sure he's having even more of a euphoric state this week than he was last week. He's in second position then. As we can see, has something just happened to Pierre Brett? Oh yes, what's going on there then? And the cameraman tries to... Oh, we've already missed it then. So he came off over McPhillamy Park. And there is a few cars making their way through. He's had to use the escape road there as well. So he's obviously carrying big damage there. That is not so great. That explains a lot then. So that's fair enough. It happened. It certainly does. First it was sort of a year and a half ago, crazy. RPM links in the chat as well. How you doing, love? Welcome in. Yeah, just watching Peter Brett here coming down the mountain. Oh yeah, he's carrying big damage there. So easy to see a race turn to not much more than a footnote in the opening exchanges. You make contact with that wall the wrong way. Carrying that little bit of damage, the car acts just that ever so slightly differently the next time you apply pressure in the brakes, and good night Vienna. It is all over. There's Jonathan Reed for the SOP Esports team then. He was racing up at the sharp end, and he now finds himself taking his pit stop out and falling down the order at the moment. Peter Brett's in that pit. Wilk, Alvarez and Woodward all in the pits. Wilk and Alvarez on their way out. Reed will remain ahead of Brett, so he's back out in 20th position. Revsing now with 1.1 seconds ahead of James Mead. Camelio in third place in that McLaren. We did see McLaren take purple sector 3. Camelio obviously got that memo and is pushed through the other two sectors as well. A podium position as well in his grasp. Dan Watts Definitely on a good day, more than capable of catching the group ahead, but he is carrying 30 kilograms of ballast in that BMW, so the fact he's up to 4th in itself, mighty impressive. Page and Boyle then, another pair of SOP and RTO protagonists, 5th and 6th, and Marco Tacchini making his first appearance in the series, up into 7th position. Then it is, let's have a look at the silver, because it is for Sema and Euphoric State 1st and 2nd, and the gap between the two of them is actually closing as well. David Danzer closing in there as well, as we can see. I believe, is that an FRL Ferrari that's just come out? Is it? No, it's Amir Kashikash, who drives for Eclipse Racing, although that definitely looks like a Formula Racing delivery. There is Danzer in the tic-tac. I won't do the advert. 18th is Nelson Abram Jose. He's having a race in this team, actually. Sorry, he does have a pretty awesome one. The cameraman will catch up. There we go. He's in a battle at the moment with Chesney Salazar. The two Aston Martins. So the Aston Martin's fairly predominant in the silver class, where it's mostly BMWs. In the pros, and you can see Nelson got himself a bit of damage there at the moment. That won't be doing his aerodynamics any good at all. Let's see, Revzig and Matt Camel. Oh, who's that? That is an RTO car. Is that Nergard? Oh no, it's Di Catania, sorry. Oh, and he is no longer with us. So there you go, Di Catania out of the race as well. He got a good top 5 finish in round number 1. There is even though it's only a 6-round competition, there is a drop round for the drivers in the scoring. So that'll be certainly one that we'll be looking to drop, given he's not made it to the end. Alex Phillips joined the server bit race there. We've got in his Indigo Line Racing livery. Good to see that thing back out on the track again. We did start right down at the back of the field. He joined the server just at the end of quali. Just made it in and no more, but he is up in 16th overall with a few of the silver. And that is Petrovic, just a big bounce off the wall. He's going to very quickly get himself out the way and let Phillips into the Audi through, even though there was absolutely no point in doing anything other than that. So Phillips in, up in the 15th position. 38 minutes left to go, still plenty of time to make moves. Revzig not wasting any time. He's got that gap stretched down to 1.8 seconds. So he's definitely showing race trim. Might have been close in quali, but he is not messing about. He is looking to get himself 30 kilograms of ballast next week if he keeps up this type of behaviour. Race wins come with a penalty. Peter Brett is back out of the pit. I really did jump there, actually. Lesser 777. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome along to SOP Motorsport, where we bring you phenomenal racing and some mediocre comedy most of the time. But we do have some more of the phenomenal racing. Absolutely, definitely. We've got 37 cars. We had 37 cars out on track. I believe we're down about 32 now. Yeah, 32. Bathurst doing Bathurst thing as Salazar comes in. Oh, carrying damage as well. That was one of the Aston Martins we were just watching. So that's Michael Firth. That's going to be a fair bit of time repairing that. This really isn't one of those tracks you can maybe nurse home a bit of damage if you get damage on. Oh, Euphoric State at the back end of the cars that go through the chase. He's going to have to hold those brakes, and he does. And a big deep breath in, but he does turn the car in the right direction. No contact made with anyone else. But that has dropped him back. He was closing up on Frasina as well. Definitely a battle on the cars. I'll tell you, David Danzer has made his way through then. So that's how close they were. I didn't actually realise that Danzer was one of the cars that come through. There comes the Aston Martin out of the pits, but it was Danzer makes his way through. So even though he's carrying past, he's got himself back onto the podium. There is Kashikaras in the foreground just going through. That's the Tic Tac Mobile. David Danzer and Klaus Christensen not far behind either then. Podium battles potentially, because James Rollins isn't too far behind either. Winner of race number 1, carrier of lots of ballast, as Petrovic is back into the pits, as you would kind of expect. We see a little chink in the armour there, a 2/10 drop, or a 2/10 gain, should I say, for Mead there, the Resistance of Racing driver, the only one even close to bringing it to Revsec at the moment, although Camelio did at one point have the fastest lap of the race with a 2:01.9. Mead has done a 2:01.88. So yeah, Camelio very quick actually in the McLaren around here. The BMW is dominant, but the McLaren driver actually quicker than Revsec, whose quickest race lap so far is a 2:02.0. So Camelio almost a tenth quicker than Revsec's lap, but it is consistency and track position that is king and key in most racetracks, especially at Bathurst. Think of this as the Monaco of GT3 driving. Quali could not be more important. Very little opportunity to overtake, and you really need to be as quick and clean and consistent as possible and get as frighteningly close to the walls as you possibly can. As we can see, we'll jump on board with Revsec here. You can see just what I'm talking about. Look how close these drivers get over the top of this mountain, using every single available number, using the curbs here to straighten the car up, to settle it down. Another one using the curbs to kick in right over to the wall on the left, wall on the right, on the curb on the left, right up close to the wall on the right, up close to the wall on the left. Quickly, there's a wall on the right. We've got a wall on the left approaching, and then quickly approaching that, we've got a wall on the right down the hills. We hug the wall on the left for the exit, and we can relax because it's all now trees and more walls with a bit of grass to make the spinning off all the easier. So yeah, the drivers really are on the edge to come down here. We've seen a few drivers come a cropper into the pits with a bit of damage. That is why, to be quick around here, you have to get close to those walls, and those walls do occasionally like to bite back. Not much given them, contrary to popular belief. Liam Page, 5th place with Joe Boyle in 6th still. Marco Tacchini now trying to close in on him. It is still Frasina that is leading the way for the silvers. David Danzer on the podium, as well as James Rollins. These drivers, of course, still got to take their pits, and it is Mustafa Ranjbar that is leading the way for the pitted drivers. He is, of course, in the silvers, and the lead pro driver to have taken his pit stop so far, Sebastian Erdmann, running in 17th overall at the minute. We've got Reed, Nergard, Firth and Morant doing their best to close in. Christensen in the silvers, he's taken his pit as well, and he's timed that pretty well as well, I'd say. He's got a decent enough amount of space front and back, although Jonathan Reed is the driver closing them down. There we can see Nergard did indeed get that damage repaired. As I say, this really isn't a track you want to be carrying a damaged car. You need to know exactly what the car is going to do every time you put your foot on, off the accelerator, the brake and your steering inputs. We did have someone else just quickly coming in and out of the pits there. Petrovic, after picking up that early damage, he is back out running. Although I say early damage, we're actually 28 minutes into this race. Time does fly when you're watching phenomenal racing. Frasima then just coming out with the pits to lead the way for the silvers, and Boyle, he is in and out of the pits now. I tell you, that could be, if he can get ahead of car 34, that's worth the treat for him. Michael Firth coming around the last corner. He's taking his pit. Boyle is on the exit, and I think that's pretty much job done. He may well have been looking to get ahead of this little battle ahead of him, but it is his teammate Nergard, so shouldn't have too many issues should there be a need for blue flags, although we do know And Nergard is very quick. He's just been blue flagged past the Lamborghini of Wilt in the silvers. So Nergard, despite having that damage, has managed to get himself ahead of Boyle out of the pit. So phenomenal driving by Nergard. This is a Lamborghini. Just getting himself out of the way. That, of course, is Damien Wilt. Another driver that was caught up in some early incidents, but he's got his damage repaired. He's got back out on track, and he is going to finish the race. Mead still with the fastest race lap under his belt, no improvement on the 201.880, which he has been accredited with. How you know racing? Not in the series. Thank you for the call, Leicester 777. Talk about pit exit cutting. Real life, that's an auto drive-through. Talk about pit exit cutting. What's on this? Falsify TV. Good evening. How are we doing? What are the temps like? You know what? Let me just check that for you. Why is that open at the web browser? That's not much use. Yeah, 24 degree air temperature and 31 degree track temperature. There we go. Peter Brett's popped that in the chat. Phenomenal. I don't know why that opens up on the web page, not on the app. Yeah, but Falsify TV. Welcome in. That didn't pop up. That was the first time chat there, so. But yeah, that's not too bad considering it is Bathurst. You can see the temperature's absolutely a rocket here. We're seeing Mead just making his way past the McLaren. Refsig got that done not too long ago. Still Ransbar leading the way out with the pitted drivers, but we do still have quite a few drivers. 13 to take their pit, and Matt Camelio, second fastest car on the track, comes in to take his pit stop from third position. So there you go, second fastest on track, third place at the moment. That's how closely matched these drivers are. Dan Watts will come through to take third place on track, so will Liam Page, so will Marco Tacchini. They won't all take third, but they will all take a position. Tacchini coming across the start finish line. There is another cheeky little notification. Carino with a Prime subscription. Thank you very much. You only get one of them. So yeah, cheers for sharing me here at SOP. You can jump on. What have we got? We've got the old Go Goes, and we've got the mechanics. We do need to get some more as well. Actually, I think mine was going to get put in there. There's going to be some of my microphone too as well, actually. Now that I think about it, Simon, I was supposed to send you something. There we go. Another legend in the ranks. Indeed. Oh yeah, got a lot of crack. Yes, thank you very much, Carino. Jumping in the bandwagon. Hey! Simon in the chat as well. Good to see. Juzma's out of the pits. Camelio, sorry. Camelio out the pits. Where is he currently? In 8th place. And is that the FR? Oh no, that's Kashikarash. Just ahead of him. So that's going to be a blue flag situation. Kashiktaris at the moment, currently running in 26th position. Rollins has come out the pits as well, and he is ahead of Ranjbar as well. Oh, he's actually not sorry. Rollins is further down the order. We'll let the timing board update themselves. Oh, honestly, ACC, there's so much you do well. There's Thomas Morant, another driver, another someone else. That does things well. He's trying to get his way past the floppy fox. It is Michael Firth. We've got another Bingaling as well. He's going wild. Simon. Oh, Erla Ipswich. Tom Bryant. Ryan Bridgman. And Tresser. As well as John L. 135. That's going to be kicking off in my ears for ages now, Simon. Thank you very much. So there is Simon. Chucking 5 down on it. Thank you very much, Mr. SOP Motorsport, Simon Bagas. That is. Now we know which Simon wins. So there we go. So Tresser, Erla Ipswich, John L, Tom Bryant, and Ryan Bridgman. Enjoy the ad-free viewing, the emotes, and welcome into the Factory of Legends. We've got AM Motorsport as well. Sorry, I didn't see you sneaking into the chat there. Good evening. There we go. It just popped up again. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, on my chat you have the same colour as Leon Seeley. So I didn't realise that was someone else that typed. I just went to read it there. But hello, AM Motorsport. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Carino digging the pink helmet. Yeah, we've got helmets of all different colours. For some reason they're locked to me. Aww. They may also be idiot proof, which means I wouldn't know how to use them. Oh no, yeah, there we go. Aha! There's links with RTO. Nice. And well, at the moment, I would say that white on black with yellow trim could beat pink, because we do have secure dressing for RTO and James Mead with the black on white liveries and the coloured trim first and third. We've got James Mead in second place. And it's Liam Page that is leading the way. See what I did there, Camino. But yeah, no, the pink cars certainly going very quickly at the moment. Matt Camelli, as I said, second fastest driver on the track at the moment. So we'll see how that develops. He is obviously, after that opening stint, leading the way out. The drivers that have taken their pit stop, the lead two, still not taking their stop. They are catching up to some traffic though. So I would guess that, although it's a lesser of two evils, is it better to make your way through traffic now or potentially come out in a massive group? We will see what they decide to do. I forgot I still had, the Reuter. Wow. Love that. Well played, Carino. Phenomenal emotes there. Yeah, we like that. Okay, Leon giving it the show off. We not speak of Roy. Oh, Simon. Let's have a look at Jonathan Reed. He's got himself right behind Klaus Christensen. Then this is for overall 12th position, with the two of them are in. One's in silver, one's in pros, and Reed, well, yeah, not much of a battle there from Christensen. He knows that this is not a battle for position in class. He is currently running in 4th overall, though, looking to make headway into Mustafa Ransbar. Ransbar had a very slow lap on that last one, and Christensen and Reed have closed in more than just a bit. Their Aberdeen host was Carlin carrying some early doors damage. He is at the moment second in class on track. It's David Danzer with that's not David Danzer, that's Amir Kashikaris. That is David Danzer in the Tic Tac BMW. He's leading the way for the Silvers. At the moment, of course, carrying that 10 kilograms of ballast, but a lot of pit stops still to be taken. Faultea is no longer in the race, unfortunately. Neither Peter Brett. Chris Fielder bring up the rear then in 30th position with Neil Woodward for the FRL racing team. 29th overall. We've got Damien Wilt in 28th. So we've got Sebastian Erdmann in the pits. Bringing up the rears for the pros, the 27th overall, Chesney Salazar in 26th. We saw a bit of damage on the CV Media Aston Martin early doors. He's got that repaired. There is Kashikarash, the penultimate driver in the pro class, with Petrovic just ahead of him. Ethan Faulkner in the Ferrari, no longer in the race. And it's Albi Alvarez that finds himself not having had as much success as he did at Zolder. Still some pit stops to take, but well down the order. Euphoric State still running. We saw him have a bit of an off track through the chase, but he is still running close to the top. 8th overall at the moment with Danza and Abramhosa at the pits. I don't think he's going to get ahead of Danza. Might get ahead of Abramhosa. We'll see how that one goes. There's Oost, who we saw early in the pits as well. Erdmann well down the order. I think there was a massive incident right at the start of the race. Massive incident right at the start of the race. 409. Yes. He's been in there a while. So I'm not sure if he's had to retire for some reason, which would be a massive loss to the race. He is a good driver. And the BMW is certainly running well in the pro split, that's for sure. As we can see up at the front of the pros, it is, again, 4 BMWs leading the way. And it's 4 BMWs that brought the field home in race number 1. And it's 4 BMWs currently leading the field in race number 2. In fact, there's a BMW leading the way in the silver class as well, with David Danzer bringing home the bacon at the moment. Matt Camelio looking to get past his teammate. He already has. I don't imagine Juzma put up too much of a fight there, as Juzma is still to take his pit stop. His teammate Camelio absolutely on a flyer at the minute, as we see him coming up over the top of the mountain. Splash and dash 1 metre front of the grid is really going long. He was running 12th. You know what, there was I'm going to be honest, AM Motorsport, there's been so much going on in this race. There was a lot of replays we did miss because right at the start I was concentrating a lot on all those incidents. So there's been that much going on up and down the field, just drivers falling by the wayside. It's just one of those things. Bathurst. In fact, I tell you what, let's do. Oh, perfect. He's just getting to the mountain. You can see here just how close these drivers. Now that's 42 minutes into the stint. 1 set of tyres, 30 odd degree track temperature, bit of graining, the odd bit of dirty air, the odd bit of slipstreaming almost from drivers ahead. And again, you can see, look how close they get to these walls. Incredible. Doesn't matter how many times I watch a race at Bathurst, every single time I am mystified by the control of some of these drivers. Look at the pace he's showing with James Mead. Oh, James Mead now 1.5 seconds down the road. When you're racing this close to so many other cars, as well as this close to the walls, unfortunately contacts do happen. Again, look how fast he is going. BMW is, he managed to maintain that gap coming out of Forest Elby. He hasn't, he does James Mead in the background. The Aston just very quickly getting themselves out of the way. Oh, this is going to get James closer. Indeed it is. The many joys of multi-class racing. As you can see, that's Alex Phillipson, who is in 20th position. We've got Neil Woodward just behind him in 28th position. And then just behind Neil, in fact already in front of Neil, very quickly getting himself out of the way there, Neil, unsurprisingly. Oh, and it's because I wasn't paying attention. Revzig has come into the pits from the race lead, and Mead has stayed out, and Mead is right behind Alex Phillips, so he is really going to be hoping he can get past Alex. Although Alex himself is absolutely no slouch. He might have started at the back of the field, but Alex, very speedy, fast driver, although 203.9 at the moment his fastest lap. That is considerably down on the laps that James is setting. But over the mountain they come. The blue flags are waving. RevSig already out of the pits. As Simon alluded to in the chat, most of the pros will be doing a 1 litre splash and dash. There's the only mandatory requirement in the pits, in your pit stop, is to take on board fuel. You don't have to change tyres if you don't want to. You can take on as much or as little fuel as you want. So you will find that the really quick driver, in fact 90% of the drivers on the track, will have enough fuel in the car to run the whole race, and they will take on 1 litre in the pit stop to keep their pit stop as short as possible, which is obviously always the best strategy. Or is it, as carrying the extra weight at the start, slowing any of them down? We will potentially see. RevSig is back out on track in third position then. That might change as we come through the next time in Delta, but I believe it is accurate. In fact, it's definitely accurate because it's Liam Page that is just behind them. So amazing drive by RevSig. His teammate, actually, Joe Boyle, at the minute currently running in 16th place. So the Mercedes not quite having the running that it did in qualifying, although Ransbar Abrun Hosa ahead of him still to take their pits. So yes, there's still another positions there for Linksy to make back. What is James Mead going to do though? He's come across the start finish line, so he's staying out for another lap. No pit window either. The pit stop again is exactly any time the drivers want, right from the end of the first lap in fact. So the drivers free to come in and take their pit stops whenever they want, as long as it is after the first green light and before they take the checkered flag. Watts, winner of race number 1, 30 kilograms of ballast, comes into the pits, followed by Liam Page. The BMWs still inseparable at the top of the field. RevSig has already made his way past. He's through Hell's Corner, and he is now, well, basically trying to get in as quick a lap as possible, or quick laps as possible, to close the gap on James Mead. James a bit slower, a bit down on his fastest lap of the race on that last lap there, a 203.7. RevSig's out lap was a 229. So I'll try and keep an eye on that to see what means it is. 229 for his out lap. Ransbar and Jonathan Reed, the SOP teammates there, getting themselves involved in some battles. And it's in fact Ben Nergard who's got that overtake done then. Let's have another look at that. So more SOP RTO action. This slightly further down the field, coming down the hill. That is Nergard in the Mercedes, chasing down into Forest Elbow. And I'll make it out fine there. That's Nelson Abinghosa just ahead of him. He was carrying a bit of damage. And the old school Mercedes there on the Conrod straight. A whole lot of slipstream he was getting as the Aston Martins were dueling it out. And into the chase, you feel that he's going to be gifted the position. He is indeed with that slipstream. He just pops himself directly in front of Mustafa Ransbar and says thank you very much. In fact, he's just got himself ahead of Abrun Hosa as well. So Nergard, after getting that damage repaired, absolutely flying back through the field, past the pit entrance into Murray's Corner. Once again, lap number 22 into the books. And as we can see, Nergard is indeed ahead of Abrun Hosa, who's still got to take his pit stop. So he's going for a longer first stint. Takini is up into third place with all the pit stops going the way that are. Dan Watts is back out. There goes another car. Oh, that is the FRL Porsche of Neil Woodward coming in. Looks like he's carrying a bit of damage there as well. So yeah, team with 12 minutes left to go, almost 50 minutes under their belt. The drivers still being caught out in various places around the track. Ransbar 13th, looking still to get his way past Abrun Hosa, who does again have that pit stop to take. It's Nergard ahead of them. He's trying to get past Reed for position in the pros. They've got Danzer just ahead of them, so Nergard at the moment is 10th in class. And no drivers coming into the pits on this lap by the look of it. Juzma and Danzer still out there. That's still running. Revsig. He's got another car to get past very shortly. James Mead's just made his way past Michael Firth. Again, I'm going to see him coming at the pits. As we can see, Joe Boyle. Thomas Moran is still in the race. Boyle trying to get his way past Rollins. And did we see Mead? Nope. Still no pit stop there for Mead. Joe Boyle trying to get his way past Rollins. He does, in fact, do so. Rollins getting himself out of the way and letting Boyle through again. Rollins in the silver class. And Boyle in the pro, so it's not really a battle for position. So as well as just let him through there. There is Nergard and Jonathan Reed. Oh, and in the foreground, that isn't for position down the hill. This is for position down the hill. Still RTO and SOP stealing all the limelight in the battles here at Bathurst. Rollins still going to get his way past Boyle. Ransbar trying to sneak one past Abram Hosa as well. He'd be desperate to do so, knowing that Abram Hosa has still got to take that pit stop. Revsig still in second, and James Mead still out on track and leading the way. We've got 30 drivers left amongst us at the moment. Neil Woodward at the back of the pack. Sorry, Erdman back in the pits. Or still in the pits, sorry. He is still in the pits, so it looks like he is retired. Woodward getting some damage repaired on that Porsche. Petrovics, some early damage on that Mercedes. Seems to be going fine now. He's a few laps down. But still out there running. Shikashik Crash comes into the pits, as does Abram Hosa. That's Revsig just charging his way through. Abram Hosa comes into the pits from 13th position. Right in the very first pit box by the look of it. Liam Page on Dan Watts. We've got McLaren there as well. Yes, there we go. Right, so James Mead, Resistance Racing. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far with a 201.8. Matt Camelio with a 201.9 finds himself in 5th, but Santema and Tacchini both got to take their mandatory pit stop. So did Juzma and Danzer. Danzer looking to steal away a podium in the silver. So too Klaus Christensen after making a mistake with his pit stop in round number 1, certainly making amends in round number 2. Currently running in 3rd, so great race strategy there, and I believe that is Linksay. It is indeed Joe Boyle. He's got running just behind him at the moment, and he's bringing James Rawlings with him, though. Then it is Thomas Moran who's up in the 16th. After some early incidents, you can't swing a cat for hitting SOP drivers right up and down the mountain at the moment. Mead and Revsig, not SOP drivers, but they are leading the way. 25 seconds is the gap between Revsig and Mead. So Mead really is going to need a very, very, very quick stop. He just slips in past another couple of drivers. Revsig won't have any more traffic for a couple of laps at least, you would think. And Dan Watts then now we're right on the back of Liam Page. He does have that 30 kilograms of ballast from winning race number 1, and he is now chasing down Liam Page to try and get himself back as close to the podium as possible. Jesse Oost is back into the pits in the McLaren as well. Neil Woodward's still in there as well, so it does look like a couple of drivers will be retiring due to damage. Chris Fielder bringing up the rear of the field at the moment then. And there's that Kasikdarash back into the pits as well, unfortunately, more damage on the front of that Ferrari. So even with 6 minutes left to go, we've got cars falling by the wayside, unfortunately. Thomas Morant, he's trying to get past his teammate Rollins. Oh, and in fact, he is past, sorry, I do apologise. He has gotten his way past Rollins again. You don't imagine he put up too much of a fight. It's not for certainly inter-team bragging rights, perhaps. But Morant is in the pros and Rollins is in the silvers. So that overtake won't affect Rollins in the overall standings. And he'll be hoping, no doubt, to use a bit of slipstream and potentially get caught up to Christensen. We've got 5 minutes left. Christensen within 8/10 of Boyle, who is now in 12th position overall. Sorry, not 12th, he's 14th, 13th overall. He's 11th in class. I suppose we've got the 2 cars ahead of him, and we've still got drivers to take their pits, including Santema and Tacchini, who've both had a phenomenal opening stint, hitting themselves right up inside the top 5. James Mead coming towards the pits. He's got 5 minutes left, and he does indeed come in. So here we go then. I'm sure it was 2 minutes 29 was Revsig's outlap. There's Mead in. He's right. That's him right into the pits. He's now eyeing up his pit box. Revsig is into the chase. He's going to get to Murray's corner just as Mead is stationary. Not quite to Murray's corner yet. It's going to be a quick 1 litre splash and dash for James Reid. Round the last corner it is Sigurd Revsig, and moving it is James Mead. Revsig crosses the start finish line to complete lap number 27. James Mead hasn't been released quick enough, and it is Revsig retakes the lead of the race. Is it more than a 1.8 second gap? That does look like it's going to be about then, so not much time gained or lost by either side. Didn't know only fuel is mandatory. Yes, indeed it is. Hey Rafa, how you doing, bud? Always a great race at Bathurst, says Carino. Indeed it is. Great race so far. Going to be a mighty battle for P3. Staying out behind the Audi might be a mistake. Yeah, multi-class racing, it definitely can be win or lose down to that. And yeah, 4.7 seconds then now is the gap. That didn't look anything like that as they were coming along the mountain state, but then saying that Revsig was absolutely flying out of Hell's Corner, whereas Mead was only coming out of the pits. But Revsig, unbelievable drive to get this done. There's only 3 minutes left, and it's David Danza that comes into the pits from the lead of the silvers. Where is Mustafa Ransbar? Coming around the last corner, David Danza take a bow to be in the lead of the silvers with 10 kilograms ballast after starting so far down the order. Is a phenomenal drive, as it was seen Nergard coming through in the foreground. He's got Jonathan Reed just in front of him, but Danza is back out in the lead for the silvers. Ransbar then in second position, and Klaus Christensen is hanging on to that third place. How far back is Rollins? Oh, he's got a bit of a gap back actually. He's got a bit of a gap back and not many laps left. It's certainly going to be a grandstand finish for the silvers. 3.8 seconds is now the gap between Mead and Revsig. Phenomenal drive by both of these drivers, and Jonathan Reed trying to get his way past David Dancer, and he already has done. So he is up to 10th overall, and in fact it does put him 10th in class, although Tacchini and Juzma still at the pit, so those two cutting it really close. In fact, Juzma is going to have to pit now, and there's Tacchini. Yep, Firebeast Racing, so right at the last. Tacchini, 58 minute opening stint, and 58 minutes 15 seconds of an opening stint for Marcus Juzma. They too making their way in to get the mandatories done and out the way. So we'll see where they come back. Of course, won't have any effect on the race lead. There is Page, Watts already through, Santema and Nergard just coming into the chase now. Tacchini is on his way back out of the pits. So too is Marco. Or is that Juzma only just coming to a stop then? Marco Tacchini has gotten his way out. There is Juzma being dropped and he is now rolling. Tacchini is behind Page. He's behind Watts as well and not behind Santema. So Marco Tacchini, great drive and great strategy, finds him in 6th position overall. So phenomenal job by Marco Tacchini for the Fire Beast Racing team. He's played an absolute blinder there, getting that stop done right at the end. 44 seconds left on the race clock. This may be Revsig crossing the line to take the win. We shall see. 1.2 seconds separates the final silver podium position. Christensen and Rollins, just adding syllables to the end of people's names if it fits. Why not? The leader is now on the final lap. Revsig just did a 202.1. It was a 202.5 for Mead. There is Mead in the background just coming through Hell's Corner, giving chase for absolutely everything he can. So too is James Rollins. There is Christensen's BMW not too far ahead. That is a podium position up for grabs. We have... what have I missed there? Somebody has had a moment. And a very big moment at that. It wasn't any of the race leaders. I cannot figure out whose car that was, sorry. Bear with me 2 seconds. Why is that? Oh, it was Kashik. There we go. Oh, and he's got no grip on the back of those tyres. Oh, and he's right back into the wall. Abrin Hosa as well. And there's Revsig just making his way past then. He's caught up to the Audi of Phillips. He's coming along the corner on straight. He's going to make his way into the chase. James Mead, valiant effort. Trying to catch him. Did well in qualifying. 9/10 separated the top 15 drivers pre-race. We've got 4.5 seconds separating the top two. Ransbar within half a second. Oh. Pardon. Oops. I do apologise, that one snuck up from no place. Sorry about that. Ransbar and Dancer, half a second separated. That was Revsig. Secure Revsig crosses the line to take the checkered flag. We almost missed the winner there. It is James Mead who takes second position. Matt Camelio is going to get himself third place. Let's see if Mustafa Ransbar can get himself a silver win. It's James Rollins trying to get his way past Klaus Christensen. That one looks all sewn up. Blind De Soto, Grande Tony. Fixed fueling time, or can you go as low as you want? As low as you want, non-fixed. Yeah, 1 litre is not fixed fueling time. So it is dependent on how long you spend popping that fuel in. So we've seen Camelio, Page and Watts all cross the line. We're going to continue to watch the battle for the win in the silver class. It is David Danzer pulled an absolute blinder of a strategy. It looks like the overcut worked an absolute beaut for these drivers. And it is David Danzer who is leading the way for the silvers. He's got Ransbar close enough, almost close enough to get himself some slipstream, but it isn't going to be enough. It is too little too late. It is David Danzer in the BMW. So BMW dominance in the pros. And it's a BMW bringing home the win in the silvers as well. David Danzer in the Tic Tac livery. Coming round Murray's corner. And does indeed take that checkered flag for the class win. Phenomenal driving, David. Well done. Mustafa Ransbar as well, bringing home a podium. There's James Boyle Not Joe Boyle, sorry, Joe Boyle. I was thinking of James Rollins there. Joe Boyle and Thomas Morant cross the line, and Klaus Christensen getting himself a well-deserved podium for the Elite Racing Team. Congratulations, he will be absolutely delighted. Not so delighted, Tony Frisena started on pole for the Silvers, finds himself in 4th place, and there is James Rollins, not Joe Boyle 2.0. There's James Rollins, he crosses the line in 5th position. So let's just get a proper look at that result then. It is Refsig, Mead and Camelio on the podium, and what we're going to do, just so there is, yeah, bear with me 2 seconds, I'll just get the results up on screen. Thank you very much, Timothy. I hope you enjoyed it. It was certainly a fun one from this end of the microphone. And there we go then. Let's get some results up on screen while hiding the server name. Very clever indeed. Danzer, Ransbar and Christensen on the podium for Silvers. Frisane in 4th, Rollins in 5th, Abrun Hosa in 6th place. It was Euphoric State in 7th after a great start. Wilk in 8th, Salazar in 9th, and Petrovics and Oost didn't finish the race. Neither, unfortunately, Fielder, Woodward, Voltaire or Monrose. In the pros, it was Revsig and Mead, as I mentioned, taking the top 2 spots with Matt Camelli in 3rd, Liam Page and David Watts, Dan Watts, sorry, in 4th and 5th, Takini in 6th, and Tama in 7th, with Marcus Juzma in 8th, Nergard in 9th, Reed finished in 10th, Boyle 11th, Morant in 12th, Floppy Fox, Michael Firth in 13th position. 14th was Alex Phillips. Albie Alvarez, right at the death, set the fastest lap of the race with a 2:01.120, almost 9 full tenths quicker than anyone else set. So race number 1, after a year out last week, he came back, made his way right through the field and made up 18 positions during the race. This week, not quite have the race positioning, but did manage to set the fastest lap out of everyone. Not too bad at all. Amir Kashiktrash, the final pro driver, and will receive points for his efforts. And I tell you what, wasn't an effort, commentating on that race. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, Jonathan, that first lap, perfect ad timing. No way.
Green light.
Speaking of ads, thank you very much to our sponsors, SIMSTAFF. The QR barcode for their new newsletter for everything, for all things sim racing, has been on the screen. Hopefully you've seen fit to click that and jump on board and give that a alert. So thank you once again to SimStaff for sponsoring the event. Thank you to all the drivers that took part as well. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you, Simon, gifting those 5 subs. We also had Carino with a Prime subscription. Thank you so much for that. We've got Lesser followed. We've got De Mayo that followed as well. So thank you very much to you guys for that as well. As you can see, yeah, a lot of damage dished out in Hell's Corner. It is called Hell's Corner for a reason. A reason that quite a few of our drivers, unfortunately, found out the hard way this evening. But that is racing, and we will be back for more of it. Oh yes, this Sunday it is. Oh, let me just check, is it this Sunday? We have a couple of dates that are jumping about. It is, yeah, Donington. Donington, 2 weeks on Sunday. Week on Sunday, sorry. February the 19th, Donington part. 2 hours. GT3s and GT4s will be taking part in that one. So get yourself signed up if you want to take part in that. And of course the SIMSTAFF Sprint Series will continue. Oh, that's not right. Now this rally competition will be continuing with the Hungaroring February 22nd, so we've got a week off here as well. If you do want to get involved, as I say, get yourself on to the Discord. You can keep up to date with all things SOP and get yourself involved as well. Let us do a raid, and in fact I'm going to use a he doesn't have his camera on. Anyone got any raid targets that they fancy? Yeah, tell you what, let's go and jump over the seat. Let's see. Kieran doesn't have his camera on. Oh, do you have my voice on the background? So there we go. We'll go and jump over and see Links. He's just taking part. He's going to be analysing on one. He actually does some really good analysis of the races as well. He saves the replay, so if you want to catch up with everything that just happened in the race, then this is the place to go. So there we go. Thank you once again to our sponsors, SIMSTAFF. Thank you to Simon for putting on these events. Thank you to everyone that gets signed up, gets involved. Thank you to all you guys and gals in the chat, keeping me company through these action-packed races. And for some reason, okay, the raid isn't working. Sometimes the bots here have themselves a bit of fit. So do me a favour, everyone. There we go. There is Lynx's channel there. Click that link, please. Tell him SOP sent you. Just tell him Raven couldn't get the bots working, and he will understand completely. I'm going to go down for a lie down in a darkened room with a hot coffee. Try and calm myself down until we meet again here at SOP Shore. Sack the broadcaster. Honestly, definitely more deserving of a higher class commentator and broadcast assignment. But you're stuck with me. You're welcome. But until we meet again on SOP Shores, thank you all very much. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And until we meet again, stay safe and have yourself a great rest of your night. Good.